Hey, hey. So last time we talked about when you need to be able to quickly adjust what you're doing in the moment to fix your makeup, and how currently you're probably struggling, your teens are probably struggling to do that, right? To have a successful makeup experience and outcome. And we're going to get into this a little bit more today because I'm going to talk about something that none of us truly want to admit to, but when I give you permission to raise your hand, you will, along with me, about what I call your drawer of shame. Raise your hand if you have one of those. If you're not aware of what I call the drawer of shame, it is this. It is a shoebox, a drawer, a junk drawer. It might be a old Sephora bag. It might be one of those beautiful container store, acrylic clear boxes that have the beautiful drawers that come out, right? It doesn't need to be a drawer in and of itself, but it is a special place that you put all of your makeup products that just don't really work out, and you leave them there to die because you're like, oh, you were horrible. I don't think I'm ever going to use you again. But man, I spent a lot of money on you. Man, I really feel bad about the fact that I invested in you and I had hopes for you. You were supposed to be the thing that was going to be the solution for the problem that I had, and you failed me. And so now you're going to go in here to die a slow death by yourself. But after a while, you give them friends. Right? After a while, your junk drawer isn't a junk drawer anymore. Now it's just your drawer of shame. And it is the place where all of your makeup goes, that you're like, oh, this, I'm never going to use this. And then you put it in your drawer. I'm never going to use this. And you put it in your drawer. I was using this, but I found something better. I'm going to put it in the drawer. Okay. So we all have them. I'm just going to say it right now. All of us have a drawer of shame. I have one and I clear it out regularly, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. I'm going to get to that point. Don't you worry. But the biggest problem I find with adults is that we allow this drawer to continue to make us feel bad about ourselves. That's why I call it a drawer of shame, because we feel shame over the fact that oh, I spent that much money. Oh, another time I got it wrong. Oh, I just suck at makeup anyway. I don't know why I thought this product was going to save the day. And the truth is, it's not you. It's not you. The product didn't work. And there are going to be a ton of products that you use that don't work. And over time, you'll get better at picking ones that do work. And you'll find ones that work better than the last one. And you're going to have more success, and you're going to feel really, really good about it. But here's my biggest issue, and I'm going to call you adults out here because this is what you do, and it's got to stop. You keep your drawer of shame as some type of inheritance for your teens. And when your teenagers get to an age that you deem appropriate for them to wear makeup, you pass your drawer of shame onto them. Y'all, we gotta stop. I need you to stop. It has to stop. There's a very big difference between something that didn't work out for you that could work out for a friend. There's a difference between that and these things sucked, but my teen likes makeup. They're into makeup now, and I want them to have something to play with, so I'm going to let them have this stuff. If you think it's bad, it's probably really bad. And it's probably the least interesting thing that you could be giving your teen. It's not the same as hand-me-downs, because for one, makeup expires. So depending on how long you've been holding on to that, you may have been giving your teenager expired makeup, which we don't want to do. And also, shouldn't your teen be able to find things that are appropriate for them, that bring them joy, that excite them, that are colors that are going to work for them, that are products that meet their needs? Because your needs and their needs are going to be very different. So that's that's the goal, right? Like that's what I help my clients with. This is what I do, right? So like, don't worry, I've got solutions for you. It's no problem. But what ends up happening that we need to start addressing is we need to start looking at this drawer of shame and going, okay, what here is good, but not good for me? And then let's evaluate whether or not there's something in here that my team could use and might want to use. Next, what are the things that haven't worked out most recently, maybe within like the last 30 days, that I can return? Because you can return makeup. At most places, you can return makeup. Online sales are a little more complicated. You got to check the return policies. But for most makeup that you buy in store, you can return it. So keep your receipts, right? So you're going to look through your drawer. What can I return? And then you also want to consider, what do I need to throw away? Some of that stuff is just garbage. You just got to get rid of it. And you got to get rid of it because it's old. You got to get rid of it because like it's past the time you can return it and you're never going to use it. You're not going to use it. So you got to say goodbye to it. Because then you won't have it like staring at you every so often when you accidentally come across that box or open that drawer and you're like, oh yeah, you. And then you suddenly like go through another spiral of feeling bad about yourself and your choices that you've made. It's not necessary. So I'm going to tell you a quick little story. I was talking to one of my nieces. I won't tell you which one. I'm not going to call them out. But I was talking to one of my nieces once, interviewing them, asking them questions about something really in particular. And we got on the conversation of foundation. And I asked like, hey, have you found a foundation that you liked? And they said, yeah, I had this one foundation, but like it was the wrong color. And so like it didn't work out. And I was like, okay, so what did you do with it? Did you return it? Did you hold on to it? Did you throw it out? And she was like, yeah, I just threw it out. And I was like, okay. Now, in the moment, I was like, this isn't the purpose of our conversation, so I'm not going to stay in this moment. But what was really necessary for me was that later, when we revisited that conversation, I was like, okay, babe, you've got some tools. You have some options. You don't have to stick with makeup that doesn't work for you. And the bigger point, and that's like what we're really going to get into, the bigger point here is that they didn't need foundation. They needed concealer. Most of the products you think you need and that you already have are not actually the solution for the problem you're trying to solve. So let's say you're like, I want my skin to look more glowing. And maybe you're going for bronzer when you need to be going for highlighter. Maybe you want your skin to look more balanced and even, and you're going for foundation when you need to be going for concealer. Or maybe you're looking for the perfect eyeshadow color that is going to be really natural, not too overdone, and you're going for eyeshadows when you just need to go for the bronzer you already have. And that's the greatest part of all of this. When you look at your makeup collection, it is much more likely that you have some gems in there that you either aren't using to their fullest capacity or you didn't realize you could use because you just don't have the skill set yet. You don't have the tools. You don't have the know-how to figure out how best to use it. But you mostly have the stuff you already need. And when it comes to working with your teens, what's most important to me is that we don't give them a bunch of stuff that they don't need just so that they have something. When it comes to makeup, more is not more, because as I mentioned before, makeup expires. So the moment you open it, you are on, like, you have flipped over the sand glass, like the time is tick-tocking away. So you don't want to buy something, look at it because it's pretty, and then be like, oh, for special occasions, I'll use this. No, no, no. Use your makeup. Use your makeup, love your makeup, get the full amount out of it. And so with your teens, we need to be getting them products that are going to meet their needs, that are going to bring them joy, that are going to be fun and exciting and playful and creative, right? That's what we're going for. And we're also helping to teach them how to navigate when a product doesn't work out. how to shop their stash, how to actually look at what they already have and examine, oh, could I use this for this particular need instead of this? What do I already have that I can use that I'm underutilizing? And we are going to be doing that in the Academy, our makeup school exclusively for teens, so that they can have a really great place to express themselves, to have fun, to build their confidence, and to be in a culture of compliments over comparison. So there are a couple things I want you to walk away from this video with, okay? First, we can collectively help the teens in our lives avoid creating drawers of shame. We're not going to let them inherit our drawers of shame, right? And then second, you and your teens probably already have products in your collection that you're missing out on simply because you aren't yet using them correctly or to their fullest capacity. So I want you to take a look at what you have and start asking yourself, what can I rediscover that already exists here? What needs to be tossed out? What needs to maybe be returned? Do you still have a receipt for something? If it's from Nordstrom, you probably can return it and it's been like 3 months and it's totally fine. But I really want you to examine what you have and start to question what's possible for you. All right, I want you to go ahead and hop on the wait list for the Academy. At the moment that I'm recording this, we are just over a week away from the doors opening, and I cannot wait to get some awesome teens in there, including yours. So you are going to go to bit.ly, bit.ly/the Academy waitlist to join the waitlist. It's not a commitment to join the Academy. It's an opportunity for you to get all of the updates and exclusive news about what's coming next. And I will see you super soon in the next one. As always, stay fabulous. Bye, y'all.